Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome back to the channel. Last May, I graduated from Dallas Theological Seminary with a Master's of Theology. And one of the last things I had to do was work on a 3-month-long internship at the church that I attend. At the conclusion of the internship, you had to fill out a type of assessment that was kind of personality-based, kind of career assessment-based, to determine if you would do well in ministry. For part of it, you had to find other people in your circle, in your ministry, who had watched you as you went through your internship to say publicly, yeah, I think that this person could do ministry well in this context or in another context. And at the end of all this data collection, your internship advisor would talk to you about the results that they had found. And the result that my advisor found was somewhat surprising to me at the time. She brought up that it seemed like I suppressed my creativity during my time at DTS. And as I reflected, and especially since that point, I've realized that not only did I suppress my creativity while I was at DTS, I've suppressed my creativity during my college experience altogether. I think part of the way that I approach academics is I focus really heavily on whatever subject I'm involved in, and I read my books, I do my homework, and I completely focus on that subject. And it's taken a while for me to build back the hobbies that I once had to a point where I've been able to enjoy them much later. So when I was in undergrad, I played soccer for a semester because soccer is something that I did during high school. And I got to a point where I dropped that. It was a requirement for like a PE course, and I decided to stop looking for that. So after soccer, my wife and I would occasionally go on like hikes, but slowly my hobbies disintegrated. That goes for video games as well. There was a period where I wasn't playing video games that I love for about 3 or 4 years. Jump forward to DTS. I got to the point where I was involved actively in a men's soccer league. I'm now biking regularly since the summer. I'm playing video games in my leisure time. I'm reading books for fun. I'm getting to a point where I'm redeveloping those hobbies that I once had. The one thing that I neglected to develop is my love for creativity. In high school, I would write, I would make art. I took all the art classes that I possibly could. And then I got to college, and while I still love those things, I didn't pursue them. They just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. And my advisor told me that for me to be effective in ministry, and I believe this, in any capacity, not just ministry, that I'm not being authentic with myself if I'm suppressing that part of who I am just to be effective at my job. And she said, in fact, I might be less effective at my job than I would be if I added creativity to whatever it was that I do. And so at that point, I started thinking, what would it look like to challenge myself with creativity? There have been things creatively that I wanted to do since I was a kid. I wanted to learn how to play the guitar. I wanted to learn how to play piano, and I wanted to make YouTube videos. And then I guess one fourth one is I wanted to write something. But I haven't followed through on those things. And I've always made the excuse it's because I'm focusing on school, or I'm focusing on these other things that are more important than pursuing this act of creativity. So all that being said, me doing YouTube this year specifically, and different from when I attempted it last year, I'm doing it as an act of creative expression. And you might not think that just talking to a camera about my thoughts and opinions is that much of creative expression, but for me, it's the act of recording a video and editing the video and thinking about the video that is the act of creation. And while it's time consuming, and arguably there are other types of YouTube channels that are more time consuming, I enjoy the process. And I think that that's going to be something that helps push me forward through the rest of this month and into the rest of the year. So I guess if you're looking for a takeaway, don't suppress your creativity just to be good at school or your job. Creativity is a good thing. Learn how to express it in new and unique ways. And who knows, maybe you'll actually find a use for it in your job. Or maybe like me, you'll say, hey, I could try that YouTube thing, or I could try writing a book, or I could try whatever the creative act that you want to try is. Go for it. See what happens. See how you feel. I'm happy to be creating again, and I look forward to trying new ways of creating YouTube videos in the future. So thanks for coming along on this journey as I discover what creativity is like as a 27-year-old man. It's something. We'll figure it out as we go. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch. If you found this or other videos useful, please feel free to share them. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I think it's over here. Could be over there. I don't know. I've been Matt. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow for another daily video. Bye.
Push the button.
I'm pushing the button.
Push the button.
Pushing the button.
Push the button.
I'm pushing the button.
Push the button.
Push the button.